Welcome back to KBUZZPOP, the place where we dive deep into the hottest and most surprising moments in the world of Korean entertainment. If you've been following the whirlwind of recent events, then you know there's one particular story that has set fans buzzing louder than ever. Yes, we're talking about none other than the unexpected moment when Lee Min-ho, Korea's beloved superstar, was left completely speechless when the media dared to ask him directly about Song Hye Kyo. What really happened in that tense yet unforgettable encounter? What did his silence mean? And why are fans now questioning whether this silence speaks louder than words? Stick with us, because today we're taking you right into the heart of this fascinating story, breaking down every detail and giving you, our dear viewers, the chance to share your thoughts, feelings, and speculations. Imagine this: the flashing lights of cameras, the fast-paced chatter of reporters, and Lee Min-ho, standing tall, graceful, yet visibly caught off guard. Reporters love drama, and they know exactly which questions ignite curiosity. And this time, they went straight for the one name that could stir both excitement and tension: Song Hye Kyo. As soon as the question landed, silence filled the air. Lee Min-ho froze, his smile faltering for just a second. And that moment, though brief, has now exploded into one of the most talked-about clips across social media. Fans replay it again and again, asking the same question: why didn't he answer? This is where things get interesting, because silence in the world of celebrities is rarely just silence. Sometimes it's protection. Sometimes it's respect. And sometimes it's the clearest sign that something deeper is going on. Could it be that Lee Min-ho's reaction wasn't just about dodging a media trap, but instead an unspoken acknowledgement of something fans have long suspected? Let's break it down together. You, as a fan, must already know the long history of speculation surrounding Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo, two of Korea's biggest icons, two names that dominate screens and hearts around the world, often mentioned in the same breath by fans who dream of seeing them together. They've never confirmed anything publicly, but the chemistry in rumors, fan edits, and even accidental sightings is undeniable. And now, this media confrontation adds more fuel to the fire. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine being in Lee Min-ho's shoes. You've built a career on charm, professionalism, and undeniable talent. You've trained yourself to handle even the most awkward questions with poise. But suddenly, someone brings up her. Song Hye Kyo, the actress who is as private as she is powerful, the woman who has captured not just the admiration of millions, but perhaps something even more personal for Lee Min-ho. What do you say? If you deny, you shut the door and disappoint the millions who dream of a possible romance. If you admit, you risk exposing a part of your life you fought to keep private. And so, maybe the smartest answer was no answer at all. But fans are not easily fooled, are they? In fact, the silence only stirred more imagination. Twitter and Instagram exploded with threads, with fans writing things like, "His eyes said everything," and "the way he smiled after the question, it wasn't denial, it was a secret." Have you seen the clip yet? Did you catch that tiny smile tugging at his lips, almost as if he was holding back a truth too precious to share? And here's where it gets even juicier. Some insiders claim that Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo have crossed paths more than we know. There have been whispers about private gatherings, about mutual friends linking them together, and about that unforgettable award show moment where they shared glances that fans swear were not just professional courtesy. Could the media finally be catching up to what fans already suspect? Let's not forget, Song Hye Kyo herself is no stranger to media pressure. Having gone through one of the most publicized relationships and breakups in Korean entertainment history, she has mastered the art of staying calm and composed. Yet, every time her name is linked to Lee Min-ho, there's a spark. And maybe, just maybe, Lee Min-ho's silence was also about protecting her. After all, a single word from him could drag her back into a media storm she might not want to face again. That level of respect says a lot, doesn't it? Now, let's pause here and ask you, dear viewers, what do you think silence means in this case? Do you believe Lee Min-ho is hiding a romantic truth, or was he simply being cautious to avoid unnecessary scandals? Drop your answers in the comments right now, because this is the part of the story where your voice matters the most. Fans across the globe are already divided. Some say his silence is proof that something is going on, because otherwise, why not just laugh it off and say, "We're just friends"? Others argue that silence is simply the safest strategy, especially given how the media loves to twist even the most innocent of comments. Think about it. How many times have we seen celebrities answer casually, only for their words to be spun into headlines that haunt them for months? Maybe Lee Min-ho knew better. But here's another layer. Could it be that Lee Min-ho himself hasn't fully defined his feelings? Celebrities are humans too. What if his silence came from genuine confusion, caught between admiration, affection, and the impossible weight of public scrutiny? That would explain why his reaction looked so genuine, so raw, and so unlike the polished responses we're used to. Fans are even analyzing body language now. Some claim his fingers tightened slightly on the microphone, that his eyes flickered with both nervousness and amusement. Others noticed how he looked away for a brief second before smiling. Tiny details, yet in the world of fandoms, tiny details are everything. And these details have convinced many that Lee Min-ho's silence was his loudest answer yet. Of course, not everyone agrees. Critics say fans are reading too much into it, that it was just a normal reaction to an uncomfortable question. But let's be real, Lee Min-ho is a veteran in this industry. He has handled far tougher, far more uncomfortable questions with ease. Why was this different? Why this pause? Why this silence? The mystery is what makes it so compelling. Think about your own life for a second. Haven't you ever been asked a question that touched a part of your heart you weren't ready to reveal? That feeling of being caught between honesty and protection, that's what many fans believe Lee Min-ho was experiencing in that exact moment. And that's why his silence feels more authentic than any words could. Now, imagine the possibility, if one day, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo decide to go public. What would that do to the Korean entertainment industry? It would break the internet, unite fandoms, and possibly redefine what a power couple looks like. Fans are already writing their names side by side, creating hashtags, editing dream wedding videos, and manifesting a future where these two icons share their happiness openly. But until that day comes, moments like this, tiny, powerful, unscripted, are all we have. And maybe that's enough. Because sometimes, the thrill of not knowing keeps the story alive longer than the truth ever could. So here's where I turn to you again, KBUZZPOP family. If you were sitting in that room, camera in hand, and you saw Lee Min-ho's reaction live, what would you think? Would you interpret his silence as love unspoken, or as nothing more than a professional keeping his private life locked away? Be honest. Share your real feelings, because this story isn't just about Lee Min-ho or Song Hye Kyo. It's about us, the fans, who lived through every glance, every pause, and every silence with them. And as we continue this conversation, let's remember, sometimes silence speaks louder than the most carefully chosen words. Maybe Lee Min-ho knows that better than anyone else. So stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? A statement, a clarification, or maybe even another silence that fuels even bigger speculations. One thing is certain, whenever Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo's names collide, the entire world pays attention.